Hello. Thank you very much, Joy, and thank you everyone who's come here today. I just wanted to also thank Eli Pollard for all of the work that she did to organize this Congress and all the behind-the-scenes people who made this happen, especially you delegates who are here today. So let's see. This is the book, Peace About Life, Dancing with Parkinsons. And I'm a dancer and a choreographer, and I do not have Parkinson's disease. But I've had the honor and the privilege of working with people with Parkinson's for the last 16 years. This all started with my friend, Herb Hines. You can see Herb here. And he was trying to decide to tell or to not tell that he had Parkinson's in this piece right here. We've been friends for over 30 years, and he was diagnosed in his early 30s. Because of my relationship with Herb, and also because the Mark Morris Dance Group had been coming to the Bay Area to perform, we were lucky enough to have a master class. As you can see here are some people with Parkinson's dancing, including people who are here sitting today. Shout out to Warren Brunetti and Sharon Brunetti who are here. So Dance for PD is an art class. It's an ensemble activity. Yes, so dance is a performing art. And we use a lot of external cueing in the dance studio to work with people. And to work with dancers, just really training in the art form, not working with patients. That's not our MO. We're also not just offering movement that elevates the heart rate in an aerobic capacity, but also bringing whimsy and joy into the lives of people while breaking the isolation in a very, very profound way, using the tools of professional dancers that we use to execute movement and to recall movement. So rather than trying to remember 1, 2, 3, 4, I may say, give me the present. Oh no, wait. Oh yes, okay. So just taking the cueing in a completely different way. One of the things that blossomed out of the Dance for PD class is with the support of the Mark Morris Dance Group's Development Center, we were able to develop PD Active, a nonprofit support organization that is in Berkeley. And I'm really proud that we've been able to create this wonderful support network through dance. In 2009, I was actually asked to choreograph a piece for people with Parkinson's, and that led me on a gigantic narrative medicine journey. As a choreographer, I really enjoy interviewing people and learning about what it is that they went through. So some of these questions included, how did you know you had Parkinson's? How long have you had it? What were those telltale signs? Did you tell people when you first found out? And you can see here, how did it change your identity? And how did it change your relationships? So, you know, one of the things that I found out and that you'll see inside this book is all of these different stories, all unique, right? Because everybody has our own path. But I did hear a lot of stories about how the general practitioners at that time were not actually able to spot, they weren't being trained to spot Parkinson's. So there was a lot of misdiagnosis, like perhaps you might try an orthotic, or oh no, it's an essential tremor. So just the importance of making sure that general practitioners are able to identify it. So one of the things is, for sure, part of my mission and value system is art as a tool for healing. not only in the dance class, but also a powerful way to foster community. So we are also able to develop the muscle of improvisation and creative thinking, which can help us to think not only divergently, but it's really truly a way to come up with alternative options and make choices based on adaptability. So that is a muscle that actually needs to be trained, because I think most of us are actually trained to go into one field, trained to know what is right and what is wrong. And in art really opens things up to have you practice making choices that you might not ever think of. Yes? It also is a tool for intergenerational healing. We as humans are all going through changes, whether they are young or older, like more mature people. Some more rapidly than others go through changes, yes? And that ability to adapt and be resilient teaches others by example to appreciate what we have and to show that we are not alone. Transforming trauma through sharing our personal stories has power not only intergenerationally, but it also ripples through all of our communities. And when we see ourselves on stage, we validate those experiences. When you tell your story, when people hear those stories, we know that we are not alone. Yes? In 2014, I was really fortunate to be part of Dave Iverson's documentary, Capturing Grace. At that time, I started to interview people like Manny Torrijos, who's coming in. You saw him perform at the opening ceremony as well as on stage with our company last night. He was both with Pam Quinns as well as here yesterday. Just right on cue. So personal journey around identity and coming out was one of the subjects that I was looking at. I began this narrative journey to inquire about not only how it affected people, but how did they grapple with it. So in the book, if you saw Capturing Grace, you would have met some of those wonderful humans, and in the book you can see and listen, hear some of their stories. In the book is also some poetry, as well as some artwork that they had made. I called that work proteinology, and I do have to say that I continue to be surprised, even recently, that newly diagnosed folks still may not understand the relationship between protein consumption and the effectiveness of their medicine. So there's still a little bit of a missing link in terms of how we're sharing that information. And I, as a dancer, I came into this completely fresh, right? I have no idea. But this is, through these interviews, I've really learned so much, and I decided to put this book together because it's so important to share the information. Because you as people with Parkinson's actually know best about what it's like to live with Parkinson's. This photograph that you're looking at is Herb actually dancing with the company, our intergenerational company. It's called 22 Pills. So he talked a little bit about how challenging it was to figure out when to eat and when to take his meds, as many of you know. And I was really thrilled that after this performance, a nurse practitioner came up to the company to thank us because she didn't realize the impact that her prescriptions were on these folks. So that was proteinology, and I ended up doing another series of inquiries around this medication, and I ended up talking to a lot of neurologists and neurosurgeons, and that was called Neurologies. I took that with the dance company to Kyoto at the last World Parkinson's Congress, and this is why on the back of the book you will see that there's a half of the book translated into Japanese. Yes. So again, creativity to be used as a tool for healing, to explore ways of moving using imagery and musicality. This is an invitation for using art as a tool to deeply dive into vulnerability and allowing connections with others in our common humanity, and to transform difficulty into strength and power, to transform and use the tools of art to do things we didn't think we would ever do, and to, or could do, and to really magnify the power of each of you. And how can we continue to include those of us who are living in minority cultures in our own countries? It's not just translating the work and then disseminating the work. It's centralizing and bringing people into the table that is so important. Just as the way the PD Active started to have the organization for people with Parkinson's, run by people with Parkinson's, so too is it to have people of color and those in your minority cultures to be at the table. May we all have access to art as a tool for healing. Thank you.